Welcome to another episode of the Primal Edge Health podcast. This is Tristan and
Jessica
from Primal Edge Health. Jessica, on a scale of kind of pregnant
so pregnant
to so pregnant.
So pregnant.
On a scale of kind of pregnant to so pregnant, Jessica is so freaking pregnant.
No, just so pregnant.
So pregnant.
Yeah.
She's like
There's still a month left. So
Maybe.
we'll reach that.
There's like at least 3-4 weeks left.
Yeah.
We think. Super pregnant. We'll show the belly for the viewers on the face or the YouTube.
It's pretty awesome.
Pretty nice belly there.
There's a really good baby in there.
There's a good baby inside of there. Alright, so we're doing audience Q&A, hitting up the questions. We've got like a month and a half worth of questions here that we have not hit on because we haven't done a podcast together in so long. So here we go. Sorry for the wait, guys, but we'll start off with Eric Green. He was the first question. Says, Jessica and Tristan, thanks for sharing your knowledge and thanks for the awesome Maca. Boom, he's digging the Maca. Some background info before I ask my question. I've been successfully reversing Crohn's disease over the course of about 5 years now. I've only been full keto for about a month now after months of research and smooth adaptation. My primary goals are reducing inflammation and build muscle. Before I went full keto a few weeks ago, I was still eating some starchy carbs from Whole Foods. Okay, here we go. I recently did a stool test and found some overgrowth of Candida, the C word. So I decided it was time to go all in on keto. Alright. I'm not concerned about the carbs in 1 to 3 teaspoons of maca knocking me out of ketosis. The carbs in 1 to 3 teaspoons of maca will not knock you out of ketosis. In 3 teaspoons of real maca, of our maca, which is not maltodextrin, which unfortunately most of the maca that gets exported out of Peru is highly cut with maltodextrin, stuff that I don't want to eat, that I don't want to feed my family, and but ours is different. We source ours directly, send it directly to you. It is the highest quality, best maca available. And for 3 teaspoons of our maca, I think it's about 5 grams of net carbohydrates, which is really, really low. Anyway, so he's concerned about maca possibly feeding the Candida. He's been doing fine off of the maca so far, but he's a little bit worried. All right, Eric. Candida is crazy. Not that Candida is crazy. People go crazy when they're thinking about Candida. First of all, Candida is a fungus that is present in the human gastrointestinal tract. The normal, healthy human gastrointestinal tract will have Candida. Now, when we get chronic inflammation, when we're under chronic stress, when we overfeed processed sugars, processed carbohydrates, and stuff like that, Candida overgrowth can occur. There's a lot of different ways that people go about trying to get rid of Candida. Elimination diets and stuff like that. Some people blast it with things like oil of oregano. Some people opt for potent antibiotics to get rid of it. Whatever route you're going to take, I'm going to go ahead and say this. The way that you approach it in your mentality, in your mind, in your heart, the way you feel, your stress levels, is what I'm getting at, are going to have probably much bigger effect on Candida overgrowth than your diet is. And that might sound crazy. I'm not saying everybody's diet doesn't matter with Candida overgrowth, but you're eating a ketogenic diet, very, very low in carbohydrates. Hopefully, you're giving yourself a wide range of vegetables. You've got Crohn's disease. A lot of individuals with Crohn's disease have issues digesting fiber. One thing that I would say you might want to look into would be juicing green vegetables. Just drinking some straight green juice, just a little bit to get all those micronutrients in case you're not digesting the fiber matrix that this stuff is bound up in.
Or a high-quality green powder.
No, I wouldn't recommend a high-quality green powder because of the fiber. But you never know. Some people do fine with fiber on Crohn's disease. But maybe... Alright, so if you're super worried about any carbohydrates being consumed by Candida, I almost shouldn't even say this, but you should also realize that Candida and fungus are very adaptable. These things will feed on whatever's available. Fatty acids can be broken down. The glycerol backbone of fatty acids can be turned into a carbohydrate. Now, whether Candida can do this or not, I guess it's kind of debatable. A lot of people say Candida can feed on ketones even. So, depriving Candida of sugar might not be the ultimate answer. What I would say is boosting your immune system, which you're obviously trying to do. Taking things like Maca will boost your immune system, will help you deal with the stress. Doing some consistent, some type of maybe like meditation or spiritual practice, meditation, prayer, centering yourself, reducing stress, and keeping stress low is going to be huge. Sure, fermenting it in coconut kefir would be an awesome idea. Throw it in the coconut kefir, leave it out overnight. Hopefully, those beneficial bacteria will break down the sugars in the maca, and you can eat that. But I wouldn't worry about maca feeding Candida any more than I would worry about Candida feeding on your coconut kefir, the remnants of carbohydrates that are left of that coconut kefir. Candida is crazy issue, but it's really all about a holistic approach and reducing stress, reducing inflammation, and keeping a positive mindset. So yeah, Duke, stop your barking. Anything else to add? I think
That was very well done.
Look, green powder, like Jessica said, green powder could be really good for some people, but I don't know if you've got issues with fiber or what. So thanks for the question, Eric Green. I'm glad you're digging the maca. Keep up with it, man. Keep boosting that immune system. Support your stress centers. Reduce your stress as much as possible, because though things like maca can be very powerful at lowering inflammation in the body and improving your body's ability to adapt to stress, you got to cut it off at the root and get rid of that stress. All right, the next question is from Alex Darling. Alex says, hello. Hi, Jessica and Tristan. Not hello. Sorry, Alex, I misquoted you. Hi, Jessica and Tristan. I absolutely love that you moved away from the rat race. You seem to be living the dream life in such a beautiful place. Do you want to address that?
I mean, anybody can live their own dream life. Ours, a lot of people think that just because we live where we live and do certain things that we do, that everything is really awesome all the time. Which
or really easy. Or
it is really awesome, because life is pretty awesome, but it's full of challenges.
It's all about perspective. You can leave the rat race and live in a city. You don't have to go and extract your body physically from these industrialized nations or from dense population centers in order to leave the rat race. Even before we left California, we were both inspired to be financially independent, to be awake and aware as much as possible, to be as conscious as possible, and to live a life that is full of meaning and fulfillment. So, yeah, thank you so much. We're glad that you admire the way that we went about it. You can do it too. Anybody can do it. There's nothing that's inherently special about us.
That's true.
Maybe there's something special about Jessica. I don't know. But me, nothing special about me. I'm just a guy that loves life, and it's been a long road to get here. There's a lot of ups and downs, and we still experience ups and downs. So, thanks, Alex. He says he's been trying a keto lifestyle for about a month, attempting to hit less than 30 grams of carbs a day, but probably be hitting between 30 and 40, wondering if the fatigue and overall deflated feeling goes away eventually. He loves fruit and berries, and as asking us what we recommend, he's been eating 2 strawberries and 8 to 10 huckleberries/blueberries a day. What do you think about that, Jessica? Does that fatigue and overall deflated feeling go away eventually?
Definitely. It should not be lingering on for a month.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like something's going on with the diet, man. So you might want to make sure you're getting enough protein, sufficient fats, or are you eating too much fats? Are you eating so much fat that your body can't digest it? Do you have sufficient bile production to break down the fats? Is your liver functioning well to produce ketones? So these are all things to consider. You asked this question on July 4th, and I hope since then that this has resolved itself, man. Berries are fine, especially later on. In the beginning, I keep the berries to a minimum, but later on, absolutely include as many colorful plant foods as possible. We're all about optimizing ketosis and eating lots of wild greens, and low sugar fruits and berries are great for phytonutrients, for all kinds of stuff. feeding that beneficial gut bacteria as well.
Especially huckleberries.
Huckleberry sounds
cool,
awesome, man.
I don't think I've ever had a huckleberry.
You've read the book, Huckleberry Finn.
It's true.
All right. Here's the best name so far in the list. No, no name is better than another. But Oostblocker Matus. Oostblocker Matus. That's an amazing name, man. He's probably, what are you, from Finland? All right. He's wondering about our thoughts on raw goat milk and goat cheese.
Oh, that sounds awesome to me.
I'll take some.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you offering us some? Or are you asking
Can
me?
you ship to Ecuador?
Goat's milk, goat cheese, great. I mean, a lot of people have problems with casein and type A1 dairy. So, yeah, man, goat's milk and goat cheese is awesome. He says he was reading about how healthy and sinewy ancient Cretans and Spartans were, and they had a lot of that. They ate a lot of carbs, although they ate a lot of fat too. Same goes for the Viking diet. A lot of fat, fish, meat, and mainly hard vegetables. Wouldn't imply they were keto, but perhaps depending on food supply and seasons, they were. I completely agree. Most of these cultures, most humans throughout human history, if they weren't living right on the equator, would not be having significant carbohydrates outside of the seasons in which they grow. So yeah, man, I mean, goat's milk, goat cheese. But at the same time, it's hard to extrapolate these diets of the past to the modern day because they don't have the same stuff going on that we do. They don't get on their cell phone first thing in the morning and start boosting their cortisol and destroying melatonin throughout the day by being exposed to artificial light, being exposed to non-native electromagnetic frequencies. They're not radiating their brains with cell phones. They're not in a fight or flight response every time it goes bzz, buzzes. They're not, checking email 50 times a day and in this constant state of low-level stress. Of course, people say, "Well, no, come on. Modern times are so easy. We don't have animals attacking us, and we don't have, we don't have to worry about being invaded by neighboring villages." I don't know, man. It's hard to look. I mean, I'm very into history. I've studied history in university, and history is a story. We extrapolate. Try to use whatever means necessary to figure out what was going on back then, but we look at history through the lens of the present. And people tend to make the assumption that the present is better or worse than the past. And yeah, it's kind of a weird paradox there. I don't know, I guess we kind of pick and choose whether we want to idealize the present and demonize the past, or idealize the past and demonize the present. There's great things about what's going on now. There's things that are not so optimal. Same thing with the past. But yeah, we're still human. So yeah, Oostblocker Matus, send me some of your goat cheese right now. Safe Ula. Hi Tristan. Hi Jessica and Tristan. I don't know why I say Tristan first. It's like completely narcissistic tendency. Keto diet works wonders for me, but I've been noticing burning sensations all over my chest area to the point it's affecting my sleep. I do burp a lot, roughly an hour after meals and even on empty stomach. He's gassy and he sees undigested particles in there. Is supplementing with probiotics, digestive enzyme, and apple cider vinegar is effective to cure this problem? ? Well, it sounds like you might have a little bit of acid reflux going on there. You might have insufficient stomach acid. Perhaps your liver is not working optimally. So you might want to work on maybe supporting your liver. Perhaps, I mean, you might want to look into taking some apple cider vinegar before meals, maybe drinking some lemon water. You could do a betaine HCl or some digestive enzymes to help that out. You kind of answered your own question in the question, but yeah, it comes down to trial and error, knowing what to use, knowing what to try. You could try some ox bile salts to break down the fats, but also look into supporting your liver. You can use things like milk thistle, dandelion root, astragalus. Yeah. So yeah.
When you're drinking water, I would give your body enough time to hydrate and then feed on food. Don't mix a lot of water with a lot of food if you're not digesting optimally. And then make sure you give yourself at least a few hours between your last meal and when you fall asleep. just so you can digest better and you don't have, when you're laying down flat, you know, your stomach isn't trying to travel upward and give you uncomfortable sensations.
All right, Janae Staunton is asking about low blood pressure. She says she's dizzy very often, despite feeling healthier on keto, and she just can't get her blood pressure to rise, even when taking in a lot of sodium. So she's wondering about herbs that can raise blood pressure. I would say, she mentions in here, licorice root raises it, but it makes her feel like she drank 20 cups of coffee. Yeah, licorice root not only will raise the blood pressure a bit, but it'll jack your cortisol up if you have too much of it. So if you're going to drink licorice root, drink it in the morning. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would make sure you're getting enough magnesium. Make sure you're getting enough potassium. And Jenny, I know you've asked us questions in the past. You know you've been doing keto for a while. But, yeah, it sounds like something's going on there if you got such low blood pressure. So maybe, I don't know, you can maybe do some experimentation. I don't know exactly what's going on in your situation. It's hard to, extrapolate and say. But licorice root, I would chill out on that, and if you're going to do it, only do it in the morning. Delatino's back. Delatino, the funky Homo sapien, says, would you say Maca is good for boosting sex drive? I've been on keto for a while, but it seems that it's still a sad story down there. Del, if you're doing something, if you do an intervention, and it drops your sex drive significantly, and it drops your hormone production, your testosterone levels, something's got to be off, man. Maybe look into, what's going on with the diet? Are you getting enough protein in? Are you getting the right types of fats? Are you eating a lot of inflammatory foods? Are you stressed all the time? Is your environment kind of crappy? Maca will most definitely boost sex drive and balance out hormone profile for a lot of people. But you kind of want to get to the root of it. If you're doing something else that's causing your sex drive to plummet, and you're just going to try and take Maca to cover up that hole, and to cover up that leak, I don't know if that's going to be a great idea. So, Del, look into what's going on with your diet and your environment. Make sure you're getting sufficient sleep, and maybe it's a seasonal thing. It's just summertime in a lot of places in the northern latitudes. So maybe go for some seasonal carbohydrates. Yeah, don't know what to say, Del. He also asked, would you eat soy sauce? I know soy is bad, but is fermented good? Yeah, a little bit of soy sauce is fine.
And fermented soy is definitely better than unfermented soy.
Yeah. I wouldn't want, I would go for a non-GMO and a certified organic soy. So it would have significantly less glyphosate, but even a lot of organic foods are contaminated with glyphosate. But
there's also this product called coconut aminos, which is fermented coconut meat sap, some fermented coconut something, and it tastes just like soy sauce without soy.
There you go. Aaron Wayne says, what vitamins are essential on a keto regimen? If you're eating a good diet, you don't need to take any vitamins.
Although,
why don't you just do like a lot of greens or something? You get all your micronutrients from vegetables. Some people take magnesium and do well with it. That's mineral.
What I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's not a vitamin. Magnesium, maybe potassium, but you can usually get those if you have a well-rounded diet.
Yeah. Get a well-formulated diet, dial in your macros, make sure you're getting in lots of micronutrient-rich vegetables and a variety of them, and you're going to be fine, man. You don't need to take vitamins, make expensive pee out of it. All right. So, Scott Reynolds says, for us Jabba the Hutts looking to do this, I'm guessing he's saying looking to do keto because that's what a lot of our content is about. Would we do anything different? Less calories or different percent in fat, carb, protein? Scott, I've answered this question many times. Check out some of our videos. Yeah, of course, if you have more fat to lose from your body, once you're adapted, you do want to drop the dietary fats back. And when you are adapting, you want to feed yourself sufficient fat so your body doesn't stress out. And while you're losing body fat, you want to make sure you're getting in sufficient fats like DHA to lower inflammation and to improve cell signaling and to improve your health in your body. But yeah, of course, man. If you want to take energy from your stored energy on your body, from your energy stores, which the preferred storage substrate of fuel in the human body is fat, then you don't want to be eating a lot of fat in your diet. Now, of course, it's all relative. It's all about formulating your diet and dialing it in. But, yeah. All right, next. Oos Blocker Matus returns. Thoughts about cortisol level, wakefulness, and carbs. A lot of people say that complex carbs keep cortisol lower than low-carb diets. That is not true. Cortisol levels a lot of times have to do with your circadian rhythm, your sleep, and your stress. So you don't need carbs to regulate cortisol. People say all kinds of reasons you need carbs, because your thyroid will break, your muscles will fall off, your brain will die, you will die, your heart will explode, your testicles will fall out of their satchel. There's all kinds of crazy reasons people make up. The common thread between all of these people that make these things up are they usually have not tried a keto diet, and they're usually just repeating things that they've heard on the internet from other people who are uninformed, misinformed, or making shit up. All right, Delatino. I'll answer one more of your questions, and we got to move on to other people. You got some family members that resort to sending the young ones to psychiatrists whenever issues arise. It frustrates me because I care for the young ones. I feel like it's the wrong way to go about problems. Your perspective is always refreshing on mainstream view. What's your take on psychiatry? That's a good question, Del. I like that question. Maybe I'll answer one more of your questions as a bonus because I like that one. Psychiatry. Most psychologists, most psychiatrists, in my experience, in my opinion, majority of them are completely lost when trying to understand the human being as an organism. And
I think that's why they get into it in the first place, because
right.
They're looking for an answer. They feel a little jumbled and.
Yeah. So the first year that I was in university, I wanted to study psychology. I always was interested in humans and how people work. I was always observing and very cognizant of the things that drive people, the forces that sweep through communities, individuals, and drive them to certain behaviors. When I started taking these psychology classes, I soon realized that most of the individuals in these classes were at such a low level of understanding of themselves and what's going on. And, every spiritual seeker, everybody trying to understand themselves, or everybody who gets into these things, hopefully, is trying to understand themselves better. I think that modern psychiatry, for the most part, is pretty barbaric and just like, just the prescribing these psychiatric drugs to people, children, giving children Ritalin, these antipsychotic drugs that they're putting people on. Our modern society is very unequipped, very ill-equipped to deal with psychiatric issues. And the paradox is that most of these psychiatric issues stem from the sickness that is inherent in our modern society. All right, that being said, Del, read a book called... what is this book called?
The Gurdjieff book?
No. This book...
Give me a clue.
Del, 1 second. Okay, I went and got the book. Mine's like really old, torn up. It's a really short book, but really very, very well written. The Politics of Experience by R.D. Laing. He was a psychiatrist and physician. Kind of realized that Freudian psychology and all this Freudian crap was pretty much a load of nonsense written by a perverted drug addict who was obsessed with sex and sexualized everything. I think the whole Freudian thing is a bunch of crap. Long story long. Next question. Bling Bink. Blink Bing. You change your name every time. You change your name again. It used to be Blink Blink. I think it was Bink Bink before. Now it's Blink Bing. Blink Bing. I'm not going to try to read your name because it'll take up the whole rest of the podcast. Long name. All right, I'd say this is the most awesome name on the list so far because I can't even say it. What's your take on high protein, moderate fat ketogenic diet? Some people say this will allow the body to utilize fat from the body instead of from the food you eat. Define high protein. Define moderate fat. These word games that people play are so silly.
It's so tricky with questions like this because it really depends. Like, we know a little bit about you. We know that you work out a lot. But there's still a lot of lifestyle stuff that we don't know. And it's very contextual with what you're going to do here with the ratios.
She compliments that Jessica is looking really gorgeous. Hope to see the little one soon. But that was from August 20th.
It's probably not true anymore then.
Might not be true anymore. Okay. All right. Yeah, look, I mean, if a little bit higher protein works for you, that might be fine. You have to define high protein. What do you mean by high protein? What do people mean by moderate protein? Eat enough protein. Get sufficient protein to support your basic physiological processes, your hormone productions. Eat enough fats. Eat the correct types of fats. Move your body, reduce your stress, fix your environment, and watch your body adapt well to it. Yeah, Blink Being, I hope everything's going well with you. Keep it in perspective. Remember, quit shopping for like diet tweaks and thinking they're going to make you complete. Yeah, diet's really, really powerful in controlling our moods, our hormones, our responses, our stress levels. But I think you tend to worry a lot that you're not doing it right, and you're always looking for a problem in what you're doing. Maybe just relax a little bit, chill out on the diet, just be for a while, enjoy being, eat healthy foods, don't eat a bunch of junk, treat yourself well, and try to get perspective on what it is that makes us constantly look for problems in ourselves, and always shop for, new ways to tweak the diet, because eventually we realize that we're just kind of spinning our wheels in the mud, doing all these dietary interventions and stuff like that. And yeah, eat a healthy, balanced diet, get a lot of good vegetables in, get sufficient protein, you'll be good. All right, Joseph Hammer says, I know eating too few calories can be bad, but a few days a week, it seems like I can't get my calories to target because I'm just not hungry. How important is this? The other question is, can you consume too few carbs? Most days, my total carbs between 10 and 15 grams. And I will net between 6 and 10 gram net carbs. All right, hey, Joseph, great question. So, Jessica, what would you say? So, Joseph's probably trying to lose body fat. Assuming that your goal using a ketogenic diet is to lose body fat, what would you say if somebody was worried about not getting enough calories? They're just not hungry and they can't get enough calories. That they think they need this many calories, but they just don't feel like they can eat that.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. If your body is saying that it's satisfied and you have good energy and you're cognitively present, I don't think there's anything wrong with skipping a meal.
You just listen to your body, man. I mean, why do you think you need so many calories or this many calories that you think you need?
And especially
Where'd you get that number from?
That number from an online
calculator. The magic calculator. I wish there was a spiritual calculator that could just align our hearts and minds and intentions. Just like type it in. I want this out of life. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be better at this. And then the calculator would just tell us how to do it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Sorry. Too few carbs. There's a good question.
That is a good question.
10 grams or 6 grams net carbs. Get some more of those veggies in, I would say. Eat more vegetables, man. Get them, you make a smoothie. Make a smoothie with like avocados,
coconut milk, avocado,
coconut cream. Yeah.
Coconut cream,
yeah. Maybe throw some raw eggs in there. Or if you're afraid of raw eggs, like some people are afraid of raw eggs. They only will eat pasteurized raw eggs. Yeah.
They're not raw if they're pasteurized.
Well, that's what this guy was saying on some comment.
Okay.
It's a long story.
Okay.
That I just told in 2 sentences.
But no, and also if you're gonna, if you're trying to lose weight and you don't want to eat 3 meals a day or whatever it is, maybe start looking into the intermittent fasting and see if you wanted to shorten your eating window, and there's different strategies that you can explore.
All right. Don King says BCAAs and the effect on keto lifestyle. That's a cool question, kind of. You don't you don't need BCAAs, and let me explain to you why very shortly. It is known that
Who knows where that's
on a
from?
ketogenic diet, your circulating BCAAs in your blood are greatly increased. You spare protein better, and you have more circulating BCAAs available in your blood.
Wow, that's so
Taking more BCAAs probably isn't necessary, and they're very expensive. So eat food. Don't waste your money on these BCAAs. Yes, the fitness industry will tell you need to buy BCAAs, you need to buy protein powder, you need to eat 400 grams of protein per ounce of your body weight every hour, or your muscles will fall off and your metabolism will tank, and all this crap, and they'll tell you all these reasons why you need these stupid processed foods like whey protein powder. You don't need that stuff. Eat food. Eat good food. You don't need BCAAs to build muscle.
So radical, Tristan.
So I know it's an extreme statement, right? To maybe question the crap that the fitness industry throws out there and these $60 a pound BCAAs. Hey, save your money. Spend that $60 on something that you'll actually feel. Use it on.
Buy a Maca.
You gotta get some Maca, right? Like you'll feel that. You will feel the effects on your life and your body and your mind and your energy levels. So yeah, the BCAAs, I wouldn't waste my money on them, Don. Thanks for the question. Delatino.
One more bonus.
Del has
What's
got
it
a
gonna
lot of
be?
question. Alternatives to headphones while at the gym and stuff.
That's not a
Question
good
mark.
question.
That's a good question.
Is it?
There's no bad question, people. I'm sorry that Jessica is
I'm gonna get cut off.
so cruel.
There'll be a blur over me.
I am so sorry.
Edit it out.
She's very insensitive.
All right.
She must be pregnant with a boy.
Sorry. Let's talk about headphones.
Headphones. All right. Well,
Or not
he's
headphones.
the reason he's asking this is because when we're carrying our cell phone and it's not on like airplane mode. First of all, you're putting your cell phone in your pocket. You're radiating your
true.
testicles and your reproductive organs. You're microwaving them. So, maybe avoid that. Put it on airplane mode when you can. The headphones will be throwing those EMFs right into your head. There are air tube headphones that people use. They just use air instead of electrical current.
That's so cool.
They use air. The good ones are kind of pricey, and I've heard that the cheap ones break constantly. But try out some of these air tube headphones. They might be good.
Do you know what they look like? I'm imagining this thing like from
They look like
Star
normal
Trek.
headphones.
Oh,
No.
it's not a thing. They're just
The thing from Star Trek?
Star Trek. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's too bad.
Yeah. But you can imagine that stuff.
I will.
She's going to keep imagining that. All right. Del, you've got one more question. I'll ask him.
All
I'll
right.
answer it. Wondering if you knew any methods for skin health. I get myself in the sun as much as possible. I hear. Hey, skin health. Coconut oil.
Magnesium oil.
There you go.
Topically
Magnesium.
applied.
Eat a lot of vegetables. Eat good fats and get in the sun and quit stressing all the time and lower your inflammation and don't eat foods that'll make you inflamed and don't live in an environment that's going to make you inflamed. You could also do some cold therapy, swim in the ocean.
Epsom salt baths.
There you go, Epsom salt baths. Swimming in the ocean is really good for skin. That's why
Eating ocean
surfers
food.
look so fabulous. All right. Lisa
Can you
Marcon.
make it bigger?
Yeah. Lisa Marcon says, I've been trying keto twice. The first time I felt so thirsty and had bad headaches and then wasn't hungry at all. And this is the second time the doctor prescribed her a high-protein keto diet. And she was wondering about my protein too high and my fat not high enough. 60 grams of fat. Yeah, that might be a little low on the fat. All right, Lisa, I have no idea what your body composition is, your history. I don't know what your goals are. So I can't just give you macros here. Plus, when we work with clients, we go really in depth and they pay us to consult with them, and we spend our time and energy creating plans for them. So I can't give people macros in our thing. I can't give you a diet, but yeah.
Also,
if you think your protein's too high, maybe it's a little higher. Maybe if you can't eat it all, it might be too high. 60 grams of fat, I don't know. I'd say maybe 70 would be the minimum that most women would need per day.
Your comments about trying it the first time, if you're thirsty, that's pretty normal when you adapt to keto. Just make sure that you're drinking enough water. And then the headaches are maybe because you're dehydrated or, the flux of when as your body's shifting over and all, there's just a lot of changes going on. So you have to keep hydrated and, have your electrolytes up. And
I have something really important to say.
Hold on. I'm just saying it's not necessarily like bad that you had those symptoms. There's just some like fine-tuned things that you could do.
Yeah.
Speak.
Oh, my fingers smell like cod livers.
What? You're going to interrupt me to say that?
We haven't got to hang out that much today.
I know.
It's fun to mess with you a little bit.
Banter?
Yeah, I like to banter with you. My favorite banter partner. All right, next question. Yvonne Chung. What's up, Yvonne? Hi, T&J.
Hey.
That's a little bit informal. I mean, we don't really know you. Be abbreviating our names like that. Let's take it slow, Yvonne. Chill out there. I've been a huge fan of your channel. Creeping me out. No, I'm just kidding.
So sassy today. I don't know.
I absolutely enjoy all the podcasts you've made. I've been doing keto for 6 months, and my question concerned my dog's diet.
Very cool.
Great question. Great question.
Where are dogs?
In case you haven't noticed, we like dogs. Alright, I want to start feeding them real food. There you go, instead of commercial dog food, and we like some tips. Alright.
Alright.
Wow, alright.
She says, i.e. type and amount of meat. We don't know what kind of dog you have or how much it is.
Yeah, you're going to go by weight.
Yeah.
So, oh man, what was it? Like 5% of, or 5 to 8, I forget what it was, the formula that we used to use for how much food we feed our dogs. Dogs are like humans. Some of them will have different metabolic rates. Some of them will do better with meaty bones. Some of them will do better without bones. We have one dog that when he eats bones, he poops white, powdery pellets.
But I learned that's also what snakes do after they eat their bones. So
yeah.
It could just be his digestion.
He could be part snake.
That was not the conclusion that I drew.
Okay. Sorry.
But we give, so our other dog is about, what, 50 pounds? 45 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
And I give her...
46.
I give her 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of meaty bones every other day.
Yeah. All right, so dogs don't need to eat every day.
Yeah.
That's one thing. So you do want to fast your dogs every once in a while if you see them getting too fat. But feeding meaty bones and organ meats, right? So like liver, kidney, lungs are very good.
Yeah, the kidney and lungs.
Scraps, table scraps, fibers, vegetable fibers, like stuff like that. I mean, our dog Duke will just go to our compost pile and he just picks through it. He just like...
He likes the avocado skin.
He'll eat the entire... Yeah, so he's crazy. So, yeah, table scraps are great and meaty bones and organs.
Yeah.
The amount, you're going to have to test that.
But I would get in touch with some local farmers, people that raise animals in your area, and just call them and see what would be affordable. Buy it in bulk, freeze it if you can. Because a lot of the organs, they just get thrown away or they're not really utilized. So
All right.
Check out what you can get.
Great question, Yvonne. Thanks for the shout out. And thanks for watching our channel. Thanks for supporting us and for enjoying the podcast. We appreciate you, and we appreciate that you like dogs. All right, Victor Andrade is asking about tooth enamel. He's got a sensitive tooth, maybe a little cavity going on there. He started brushing his teeth with baking soda instead of Sensodyne. But biting into cold fruit hurts. Any advice? All right, Victor. Vitamin K2 and vitamin D levels are very important for calcium utilization and mobilization in the body. Get out in the sun. Get sufficient fat-soluble vitamins. Foods like liver, cod livers.
Yeah. Fermented cod liver oil.
Cod liver oil. What about like oil pulling?
That's a good one.
Oil pull with coconut oil.
That's really underrated.
Look up oil pulling. You basically put some coconut oil in your mouth.
For like 20 minutes.
Swish it for like 20 minutes. Really long
but it feels
time.
Good.
Yes. So do that once, twice a day, and that should really help.
You can even add a few drops of essential oils in the coconut oil. Like a tea tree or a peppermint or something. Thyme maybe, or clove. Clove could be a little numbing, if it really, really hurts. And then the other oils are antifungal, antimicrobial, antibacterial. They can help.
All right, so another question. Sean Krebel. Hi, guys. First, I know it's been pointed out. It's been pointed out in this thread, actually.
It is known.
I have to say how great Jessica looks with her pregnancy glow. Sean, calm down, buddy.
It's also the door behind
She's
me.
taken.
It's just glowing.
It is. It's the glow. The glow of the light. But also,
Thank
she's
you.
married, bro.
It could be a girl.
True. If you're a woman, then that's fine. No,
I'm
just
still
kidding.
married.
Sean's actually handsome-looking guy with a cowboy hat.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm intimidated. All
Well.
right. Whew. I'm just playing. All right, so now you got me hooked on the effects of maca. He's loving the maca.
Very cool.
Everyone loves it. What are some other simple ways to eat it raw? Just mix it in with 1 or 2 ingredients? Any worries about eating too much? Every day? There you go.
So sweet.
All right, dude. You've been feeling that maca. Maca is awesome. I really like it. I don't know if it's like a vasodilation that it gives you in your chest, but it really gives you this kind of open, flowy feeling in your
Well, it
endocrine
helps with the
system.
oxygen in your blood. I think that could be it.
It feels awesome. Maca feels great. Other ways to eat it that are quick to prepare and eating it raw, Mct oil with maca is
It's really good.
really, really good. Because first of all, you're going to get that boost of ketones, and it's going to bring that maca to your liver and get it really pumped through your blood faster. So I like mixing with MCT oil. You could just put it in a smoothie or something, man. I mean, if you're, I don't know, like what kind of diet you're doing. If you're doing a higher carb diet or a higher fat diet, goes good in
If you're
smoothies.
doing a high fat diet, it is really good if you mix it in with butter.
Ooh.
And then you can put it on stuff.
How about your most recent recipe?
Oh, yeah, that one was really good. The Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces.
So you take like a nut butter,
Mm-hmm.
1 part nut butter, 1 part coconut oil, and then maca,
Yep.
however much you want. And you was asking about eating too much. Yeah, that's not really. You can eat a lot of maca.
You can eat a lot.
I
The
know
only
from
thing that
experience.
could happen is if your body adjusts, right? Because it's an adaptogen. So if your body adapts to the effects, then maybe just skip a day. You know,
Yeah.
if you don't feel as sensitive to it.
Right, you want to, if you find yourself you're eating a lot of maca every day, take like a few days off, and then revisit,
Yeah.
and you'll feel the effects more intensely. The body just becomes used to whatever we do, I mean, anything.
Yeah.
Anything we start to do regularly, we become desensitized to it. So sensitize
But it is
yourself
a
to
whole food. I mean, it's totally, our maca is organic and it's like a real food.
It's actual
thing.
maca, unlike
So-
95% of the crap out there.
It's all real food. I mean, you can't.
People might think I'm
There's
just
no harm.
saying that, but it's actually
know.
like, we know how this works. Like, most of the maca out there is maltodextrin. And, or very, very low-grade old material.
Or prematurely
Prematurely harvested.
Yeah.
There's like, I've gotten so many messages from people who've been eating maca for a long time and they liked it, and then they tried ours and they're like, whoa, this is another level. So yeah, thanks, Sean. Good question. Keep it up, and thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you complimenting
His property.
my wife. All right. Marco Zaror. Look at all these cool names. Marco with a K, Zaror. Keto for a year. Blood ketones averaging 1.2. Blood glucose about 84. He's an actor and martial artist, and he trains like a pro athlete. There you go. And keto for a year. This diet was a big change in my life and has been the best for me. Many benefits. Just concerned that lately I've been showing an increase in blood sugar to 100, 105 in the morning. All right. It tells me how many calories he's eating, the percentage of fat, protein, carbohydrate. So here's what's up, man. It's probably just a little bit of a dawn phenomenon where your fasting blood sugar rises in the morning. Usually this has to do with a disrupted circadian rhythm. So you might not be sleeping enough. You might be having a high stress period.
Right, maybe your work schedule has changed. Maybe you're traveling more.
Are you
maybe your
working
training
nights?
Changed.
Are you traveling? Are you working nights? Yeah. So just relax a little bit. Maybe back up on the training a little bit. Lower your cortisol, your stress levels a bit, and see what happens. So we got Ariana's behind us. Ariana, you want to say hi?
I'm getting hungry.
You just hungry? All right. We'll get some food for you in a minute. We're almost done. Do you want to come help us?
Sure.
All right. Pull up a chair. Look at your chair. Ariana's going to join us because she's hungry and she's on the verge of a breakdown. Marco got another question. He's doing intermittent fasting, skipping breakfast. All right. All right. So there's more information. Great. Intermittent fasting can be a very powerful tool, but skipping breakfast can also be not very good for fasting blood sugar. Start eating breakfast and skip dinner instead. So simple. It sounds kind of weird. Eat breakfast and lunch, or eat in your window. Make your window early in the day. Don't eat later in the day, and I guarantee that blood sugar is going to correct and be much better. I think the intermittent fasting can be really good for a lot of people, and when they consistently do it, it can be great. It can really bring good results and improve insulin sensitivity. But I think this dogma about skipping breakfast is short-sighted and doesn't really line up with the research on glycemic control, on blood sugar control, circadian rhythms, and our hormones. So eat in the morning. All right, Marco. Good luck, man.
I want to add something real quick about Maca. We did put out, it's a free ebook, and there's a bunch of recipes in there too, if you're looking for more Maca recipes. And then that nut butter coconut oil thing that we were talking about, it's on our website. It's called Maca Cinnamon
Fat bombs.
Fat bombs.
And that word is used
Sorry.
because it's a popular keyword, not because we like it. We don't like that term. It sounds so gross. Fat bomb. I mean, well, I don't think the word fat sounds gross. It's just like, I think
it's like the bomb.
It's
It's like it
context.
exploded all over.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fantastic.
sounds messy.
But anyway, so it's all up there. You guys can find it.
All right. Julia Melli. Another great name. Julia spells it Giulia.
Good job.
Melli. Hey there, guys. I must start off by saying that I'm new to the whole process of keto and just learning about the benefits of it. This being said, I'm not a fan of meat. It's not that I don't like it, I just can't have it every day. I'm more of a fruit and vegetables person. Can I eat fruit? What types? All right. Julia, do some more research. Most fruit's not going to be okay if you're trying to do keto. Nothing wrong with fruits and vegetables, but you got to make sure you got specific types of fruit and vegetables. So, moving on. Connor Jackson.
Well, you can do without meat specifically. We just had
Yeah.
a client lately that was ovo
You
pescatarian.
yeah, eat fish, eat
Right.
eggs. You don't have to eat beef.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't worry. I don't know about the about what's it called?
I don't know.
I don't know. Next question. Connor Jackson. Are ox bile salts beneficial on keto to help transition? They can be. He's asking if they hinder the body's natural ability to create bile of its own. They shouldn't. Short term, acutely, the bile salts should be fine. It's not going to shut down your what's it called? Your
Bile production.
yeah,
Gallbladder.
the gallbladder. Yeah. Brain farts. All right, Connor. What's your stance on mercury and seafood on keto? All right, so he's asking about mercury and seafood. We usually recommend that most individuals increase their seafood intake because of the DHA, selenium, and iodine content. Selenium and iodine bind to and remove mercury from the body. If you have a mercury issue and you're highly sensitive and you already are just overloaded with mercury, there's things you can do. You can eat things like chlorella, certain maybe like bentonite clay helps
Yeah, I've been
remove
using
mercury.
zeolite.
Zeolite, things like
Clinical
that.
light.
Some people say the zeolite's not good. Some people say it is good. Whatever.
Keep holding it.
So, yeah, I'm not very concerned with mercury in seafood. I'm more concerned with the lack of DHA in the diet. But that being said, you've got to be objective about it. If you got very high mercury levels in your body and you find them going up after you've been eating seafood, you could back off, or you can make sure you're not getting seafood that's just highly contaminated from a poor area, from a really bad area, Chinese crap or farmed stuff that's not very good quality. Get some wild caught Alaskan salmon, stuff like that. Very good. All right, Connor, got one more question. I was having a super intense squat day not too long ago, and when my powerlifting peers asked me about what kind of pre-workout I was using, I told them MCT and Maca,
Nice.
and they laughed in my face and called me a liar. Yeah, buddy. Dude, all right, so first of all, thanks for supporting us, and thanks for shouting out the Maca. Maca and MCT is an amazing pre-workout. It's also really good if you're going to go on a hike or something. I think that's really funny that people laugh at you, like, because you're not taking a stimulant, a caffeine. I would suggest hook them up with a dose. Tell them, all right, you're going to laugh.
Yeah.
I'll bring you a dose of it, and we'll see how you do with it. Give them a dose of it. They'll feel it. Give them 3 teaspoons of the Maca, or no, 2 teaspoons of Maca, and like half a tablespoon of that MCT oil, and see what they say. They will not laugh when they feel the effects. And it's cheaper than these stupid pre-workout powders that are loaded with freaking who knows what, artificial flavors and all kinds of crap. So yeah, just tell them, check out my awesome squats. Kiss my ass as it goes to the grass. All right. When are you gonna have Darth Luigi and Craig back on to talk about more of the steroids we keto nerds utilize? Who uses steroids? I don't think that. All right. First of all, I know that Darth Luigi, He does like the Keto Gains Forum. He's a friend of mine. I know he doesn't take steroids and never has. Craig, I'm pretty sure Craig's natural too. You have to ask him. But I'm pretty sure neither one of them promotes steroids. We did talk about steroids, and it was a very lighthearted conversation. I also have never taken steroids, nor will I, nor do I desire to. But anyways. Next question. There's so many Maca questions. People are digging it. Michael's asking, he's saying, I'm definitely enjoying the product's positive benefits. I've been belching a lot lately, and my excrement is looking like the Thing from Fantastic Four. Alright, so it sounds like he added cacao to his diet and a bunch more spinach. Yeah, man, I don't know. Like, Maca shouldn't make you belch a lot, and I don't... That's... That's a funny question. It sounds like something's going on with, dietarily or stress. Like, you're constipated and your poop's really dry. So, look into what you're doing, man. Maybe get some more fiber in there. And get some fermented foods, some fermented vegetables, sauerkraut, stuff like that. Ariana, didn't you eat sauerkraut today? What'd you eat it with?
Cheese and meat cracker dried in the hydrator.
Yep, there you go. Meat crackers dried in the dehydrator, meaning just meat, right? Or was it?
Yeah.
Was it corazon? Was it heart?
No.
It was meat. So it was grass-fed ground beef, dried in the dehydrator,
Like a jerky.
with sliced type A2 raw like really, really good aged cheese, a Gruyere type cheese, right? It's fancy food this child eats, with homemade sauerkraut. Pretty awesome stuff. Marco's got another question. How will you change your macros if you need to get ripped as possible on keto? I've been gaining weight, no fat, but I think I could get more ripped. Again, man, you gotta look deeper into it. There's a lot of factors. Thanks for the question, Marco. Diana Atkins, it's been a while, Diana. How's it going? I was wondering what your thoughts are on intermittent fasting in relation to keto. All right, we already touched on this. Intermittent fasting can be great. Do I practice it? Not all the time. Do I feel it's beneficial for health? It can be, and it's contextual.
Tristan also has a few videos on the YouTube channel that specifically address intermittent fasting.
There you go. Next question from Craig Sargent. We're just going to do all these, and this is going to be like an almost 2-hour podcast, right? Let's just do it. Let's crank it out.
Okay.
We'll do all the questions. Craig Sargent asks, hey guys, what are your thoughts on sugar-free gums and the potential for them to spike insulin? Well, probably won't spike insulin that much, but there's a lot, depending on what type of artificial sugar, what type of artificial sweetener is in it, they can be potentially damaging, and the dose makes a toxin. So I don't rail against them. Some people utilize them. Some people really like it. It helps them with their sugar cravings and everything. In relatively healthy individuals, it might not be a big deal. If you're dealing with a serious health issue, definitely wouldn't recommend doing those artificial sweeteners. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I know that for some people, gum is this really important thing that they feel kind of dependent on.
It's kind of socially annoying too. It's like I don't know. When I think of chewing gum, I think of like 7th grade, like chewing gum in class, and like the teacher looks at you and you stop, and you keep going, and you think you're all cool because you're like sneaking candy and gum in the class. And it's like, come on, don't chew gum if you're an adult. And if you're an adult and you think I just judged you, I didn't. I'm just like kind of musing out loud, being stupid. So yeah, I don't care. Eat your gum. You like your gum? Eat your gum. You think it's a problem? Pull it out. Do I recommend it? No, I don't recommend
There you
it.
go.
Do I say that should everybody avoid it? No. Not dogmatic about it. So yeah, I wouldn't buy it or eat it. Next question. From Eric Green, what research have you found about exogenous ketones like Keto OS? And he puts a site or a link to prove it. Do you believe that there's a time and place for these in a well-formulated keto protocol? Meh, not really. I've tried them. They're not that interesting. All right, look, they cost about $5 per dose for those exogenous ketones. If your goal is weight loss, fat loss, they can help torch hunger, but I'm not a big fan of them. Hey, Ariana, we're almost done. We just got a couple questions left. Will you help us? What do you think about exogenous ketones, Ariana? What do you think about them? That's a funny face you made. Come on, you don't need to do that. All right. Don't think they're that great. Long story short, I think they're expensive and kind of a waste of money. Jessica, what did you feel when you tried the exogenous ketones?
I definitely got energy from them, but it was not a natural energy. It was almost like a jitter, like if I had drinking coffee.
And she took
for
like a
example.
non-caffeine one.
Yeah, and maybe half a dose.
She got grumpy. I remember. She got all edgy from it. She got really, but she was on a ketogenic, like she was probably on deep ketosis already and took some.
Yeah.
You got like really grumpy that day.
It's stuck in your mind.
I'm kind of scared. I'm like leaning away from her, just remembering.
Yeah, I don't. It curbed hunger. I remember that. But unless you have a really specific reason to take them, I wouldn't. I don't think.
What would be a specific reason to take them?
Maybe if you're doing
Like
do you think they'd be good
epileptics?
for endurance? Like
Yeah,
if you're going to go
perhaps.
on a big hike or a cycle or something.
I'd say the research is there's a lot of research being done. The relevance of it, I don't know. I mean, it's been shown that they can lower blood sugar, so they can help with people. People have Alzheimer's and stuff like that. You know, have a hard time sticking with the diet. Maybe during transition for some people, but
As a regular staple part of the diet, I wouldn't recommend it.
I've never told a client to take them. And I've never really had a client that didn't really get into ketosis and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Maybe like one or two clients sporadically have, just kind of fallen off the map. But, for the most part, they all do fine without them. And you can survive without them. They're not going to help. Richard GDLC. Interesting last name. No vowels in that last name. I've got a question. I heard that sweeteners can kick you out of ketosis. Is that true? What type of sweeteners are you talking about? We just talked about the artificial sweeteners. And some of them can raise blood sugar a bit. Some of them don't. I'd be more concerned with the neurological effects of things like aspartame. Donald Rumsfeld's love child. But don't worry about it. Eat them occasionally if you're going to eat them. Don't make them a main staple food, and you should be good.
And if you're looking for a sweetener on keto, try stevia.
Stevia. Stevia is good.
Yeah, it's a leaf. It's a plant.
It's a natural sweetener.
Yeah, so you can have the leaf that's just ground up, or there's extracts. You can take whatever you like.
All right, Chris Lopez. My question is about bone broth. I only take 2 meals a day at noon and early evening. What's a good time to have bone broth? Early during the day or in the evening?
Whenever you want.
But don't you find kind of sometimes it can be relaxing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also really nice. I like having warm teas in the morning, so it could be nice then, too.
So, all right, so going back, Chris Lopez mentioned something interesting. He has 2 meals a day at noon and early evening. A lot of people, when they do intermittent fasting, they skip breakfast. This is, when I work with clients, I usually have them, instead of skipping breakfast, skew all the food to earlier in the day. So, Chris, maybe, why don't you have some bone broth in the morning, have a nice, decent protein meal with your fats in it in the morning, and then maybe have an early evening meal as well when you're just skipping lunch. Yes, you won't get that long fasting period, but see if you feel better with that protocol. I know that's not your question, but that's my answer.
That's your answer.
Hannah Marie Dittress Whitehead. They say never trust a woman with 4 names, don't they? All right, Hannah. Hannah Marie Dittress Whitehead. That's a great name. Hannah Marie. I like that. Hi, guys. I have the same question as Joseph about eating below your daily macros, not due to not being hungry. Okay. Second part. So we already answered that. I also need to know if it's normal to experience a burning feeling after a meal or tea. I can't tell if it's hot flashes or thermogenesis. Burning feeling. Well, burning's a strong word. Well, all right, so if you're...
Strong word. And burning where? I mean, so no.
Burning.
Right? No.
No, burning.
Burning is
maybe she
hot.
means like warmth. Like a thermogenic feeling. Like if you eat some coconut oil, you might feel a little bit warmer.
Right.
That could be normal. But burning? You shouldn't burn. All right, next
It
part.
shouldn't be uncomfortable after ingesting nutrients.
Yeah. So then she asks, what's your take on exogenous ketones like Keto Force from Patrick Arnold?
Yeah.
Is there a place for it? Should one like me take it? Or is it only for elite athletes? Oh. Look, it's got its place. I mean, if you're very interested, if people are interested in it, I'm not trying to turn you off to it. Patrick Arnold sent me some of his keto. I don't know if it's called Keto Force, but Keto Kana. And it's an interesting product, and it has its benefits for people, and it has its place. Do I think the price is a bit steep for these products? Yes. Do I think it's worth $5 a dose? No. It depends on how much $5 is worth to you. Here we can get, how many avocados we can get? Usually we could get 10 avocados for $5. Or we can get like 2 pounds of beef. 2 pounds of meat. That's like 4 meals for us. But
there's a time and a place for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think therapeutically it could be really useful.
Try them out.
Yeah.
Give them a try.
Also, take a quarter dose, take a half dose, and take a full dose, and see where it is for you. Because just because the bottle says 1 dose is this much grams.
Yeah. So Keto Force. He's talking about Keto Force, which is a liquid ketone ester. I think that the ketone esters have much more promise than the ketone salts. So the ketone esters, especially for things like neurological diseases and stuff like that, and perhaps performance, would definitely be very interesting to try out. I mean, people with Alzheimer's, even kids with autism. It could be very, very interesting. Ariana's reading the book we recommended earlier. Oh, she doesn't like that attention. But yeah, try them out. I'm not absolutely against them. I'm just saying, like, for me, I don't know if I'd really spend my money on them.
Yeah, try them and then let us know what you think.
And you don't need to take a full dose, too. So when you try things like Keto OS, Keto Kana, and stuff like that, I think a lot of these products are dosed very, very high. When I first tried the Keto Kana, I took like a quarter of a dose or an eighth of a dose, a very, very small dose, and I felt it. Liked the feeling. It was good. Took it after a fast. I thought it was cool. So, I don't know. It's up to you. If it's worth it, then go for it. But we got through all the questions.
I was very impressed.
We did it all. We kind of did rapid fire. What else can we talk about, guys? Anything interesting going on with you, Ariana?
I'm get hungry.
She's just hungry. All right, let's talk about Ariana's dietary preferences. Little lady, what do you want to eat? Go ahead, tell us.
Okay. Maybe some meat crackers and avocado.
Meat crackers and avocado. Ariana seems to be craving the fats today. A lot of people ask us randomly, they'll put up questions like, does your daughter do a ketogenic diet? No. You give her fats. We give her as much fats as she likes. And we focus on nutrient-dense foods. But she doesn't. She eats bananas. What's that thing with an H that you like to eat? That starts with an H? It's like, what is it? What's that word? What's that stuff? It's like sticky and kind of sweet. Bees make it? What is it called?
Yogurt honey?
Yogurt and honey? Oh, wow. She thinks that yogurt and honey are like made together.
They come together.
She likes yogurt and honey. Well, that's cool. So Ariana's very hungry. She's going to eat. Jessica, let's talk about like your pregnancy craving diet lately. What have you been
I wouldn't say craving.
She's not really
I haven't had any
craving. She's had
cravings.
low hunger lately, I've noticed. Is it because that the baby belly is taking up all of your digestive space?
No, I'm just not hungry.
She's just not hungry.
Yeah. Food. So.
What'd you eat today?
Oh, okay. I made beef heart burgers with some of that Gruyere cheese melted on top and a bed of arugula and tomato, half a tomato, and what else?
Sauerkraut?
I had some sauerkraut.
Avocado. Guacamole.
I made this thing. You blend up, like what we talked about earlier, with walnuts. Blend up walnuts and put some cacao in there and coconut oil.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Are you hungry right now?
No.
Okay, because she seemed a little bit. She started getting that malaise, that hunger. Or maybe she's just done sitting in front of the computer doing the podcast.
Done.
Should we wrap this up?
We could.
Let's wrap it up.
We could. Thank
We got
you,
a hungry
everybody.
child. We got a mom that's sick of doing the computer thing. And she wants to appease the munchkin. So, this has been another episode of the Primal Edge Health podcast. Had the whole family join today, which was nice. I got to sass Jessica a little bit.
I was asking, what does the rest of the day hold?
I don't know. Do some work.
More sass?
No more sass. The sass is out.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You can find more at www.primaledgehealth.com. Got a lot of articles, podcasts, tons of videos on the YouTube channel. If you're checking this out on iTunes or as a podcast, check out our YouTube channel, Primal Edge Health. You can also find us if you search Primal Edge Health on Facebook. And yeah, if you guys want to check out that Maca ebook, we'll put a link down below. We had a lot of questions about Maca, so we'll put a link to the ebook as well as a link to our 1 kilo bags of Maca. Interestingly enough, our Maca, which we sell in 1 kilo bags, is cheaper than most of these other brands that are selling Maca, and it's a lot better quality than anything else you're going to find out there on the market. So, kind of interesting. How do we do it? We export it directly. We source it directly. So, yeah, straight from organic small family farms in the Andes. A little taste of the Andes from our life to yours. Check it out. Very potent adaptogen. And, yeah, you can find it on our website, www.primaledgehealth.com. If you want coaching, you just hit us up on the coaching section. Ariana's getting silly. She's so hungry. We'll see you guys next time. Everyone say bye.
Everybody.
Say bye, Ariana. Oh, that was a silly bye. All right, www.primaledgehealth.com. We'll see you next time. Put your questions for the next Q&A on the pinned thread on our Facebook page. Sometimes we'll pull questions from YouTube comments, but we don't always read all the YouTube comments because we got a lot of views and subscribers and stuff like that. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for all the questions, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy your life. Enjoy all the blessings and gifts, whatever you want to call these opportunities to grow that are before us. And enjoy the day or the night. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.